Oh, and it's on. Good morning. So, I think my last video was explaining the game I was playing with the image of Shinzen Young as it arrives in my mind after having watched all his videos. The reason I watched his videos mostly more than anybody else's is he's pretty good at what he did. Knew his shit, learned his science, wanted to push the envelope. Awesome. Love that. The reason for doing it was because I figured him being 80 years old and him having been pushing that envelope for so long, he's been doing this for a while. And I couldn't remember who I was. So I needed a little bit of help with that. He functioned excellently for that. No psychologist could have helped me with this. But here we are. Not gonna lie, it's a beautiful day. I've been tripping out yesterday all day over it. Ever since, what was it? Stephanie Nash's, I watched this video called Stephanie Nash's Being in Ceremony. And all of a sudden I was like, it was my birthday. I just enjoyed myself in it, for a little bit. Got to play some games with my little brother and shit. We sat down, shooting the shit and all that. But, right in the middle of that shit, I start thinking, oh shit, because we played Call of Duty. Call of Duty, pretty kick-ass game. I'm just thinking, fuck. So much time has passed since I was like 15 to right now. So much in the world has changed, I had a formulation as a kid. Was I was gonna gain mindful awareness, willful behavior, and at the end, I might have absolute presence. Now, shit worked out. I'm glad. Doesn't really mean much. You'll learn later on. But one of the cool things about it is that mindful awareness part. That can mean so many things. Now, as a kid, I took it to mean something that arises when an individual has recollected their past, come into total self-acceptance with it, total self-acceptance with all of it, and in the end is able to be honest about that. The honesty part triggers something else, which is very important for mindful awareness, in my opinion. What it triggers is the ability to know what you know and know what you don't know. That alone is very, very powerful. Those three things alone are enough to give you mindful awareness. But some may find at that point that they're not really aware of as much because they didn't really experience as much. Okay, no problem. This is when willful behavior comes into play. At this point, once you've recollected, you got that mindful awareness part. Now you have to take actions in the world, either to learn something new, or to meet new people, or to experience new things. Usually at that stage, I recommend people probably leave wherever it is that they're naturally bored at. Because one of the funnest ones, you don't have to do it, but one of the funnest ones is getting to meet new people. And every city, in a way, has its own atmosphere that it kind of just has. And the original city you're in not only has atmosphere, but it has presence in mind. So it's harder to break out of a box when technically the environment itself and its atmosphere kind of acts like a box as well. It's not just here, it's also kind of out here. So you just break away from home, for a little bit, travel somewhere else. You meet some new people, you make some new friends. you know, and it works better when you're already mindfully aware first. Then when you go out, boom, new places, like you don't have to be completely honest. You don't have to tell the truth all the time. Oh, I did this, or I did that. But you can turn the insight you gained from doing those things into a story. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, nah, but I saw this cartoon one day about this man uh, in Full Metal Alchemist. And the Full Metal Alchemist was looking for the Philosopher's Stone, right? Motherfucker looking everywhere. Finally finds out to make the Philosopher's Stone, he's got to take lives. Well, obviously, you know, we translate the actual anime into the story and we go, and really, you know what that means? You got to meet new people. You got to get to know them. And that's like taking a life. You know? You can describe the people you met up with as different parts of that episode or that anime. This is just beginner steps, you know, the art of storytelling, beginner steps. Later on, you can get more nuanced with that shit. Beginner steps, though, you can reference shit in your environment. You know, feng shui that shit. Like in The Usual Suspects, let's pick on shit. Okay. You know, that's a funky thing. Bandwidth is a bitch. Makes you think you remember where you put something. Sometimes you can't even feel it because of the bandwidth you're putting out into one activity. Talk about that later. But, you know, you can weave your story, you know, the Full Metal Alchemist, he's like, takes lives and shit. And then afterwards, you get to create a Philosopher's Stone. And then, in this one AMV I saw, it does a direct cutscene to the other guy in Ishbala, the Ishbalan, the one with the tattoo on his arm. And he's holding it up in the air and shit. And he's like, this is a gift my brother gave to me. He's got the fucking tattoos all over his arm. Because in Ishbala, in the anime, they came down, right? The Full Metals, or the government that Full Metal Alchemist works with, they came down on this tribe and they massacred everybody. And one guy in the middle of that massacre, so, because he knew that to create the Philosopher's Stone, he'd have to take lives, he used that moment itself, as everybody was killing each other, to create the Philosopher's Stone. So, you know, so he goes, this is a gift he gave to me. Because it's transferable. But, you know, get to meet new people, go to new places. That's how you create that one. You know, that willful behavior, that's one of the smallest, easiest vehicles for that one. Obviously, you want to get real hard on that shit. You can take it up to like an art style and be like, oh, I'm going to learn Kung Fu, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn that. Even though I still recommend, you know, building some kind of a Philosopher's Stone there. You know, you want to get to meet people. You want to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? Now, the third part is absolute presence. That one's... that one is weird. Because there are many ways to go about cultivating it. In meditation, one can cultivate it by simply meditating. That gives you a lot of concentration power, the ability to just focus all that you know into one moment. Everything else will be art specific. So like, we'll call science and art, math and art, drawing and art, martial arts and art. Any activity that you can undertake is an art. Now, in these arts, you can actually gain a shit ton of concentration power. So here's the trick about that. Absolute presence will be specific to your art. Or you can take one of the other paths like meditation, dreaming, psychedelics. Here there's a new one coming out, sonication. You know, you can take any other one of those paths to kind of just get there. But it gives you the ability to just enter into a state where time slows down, everything becomes, the ordinary becomes extraordinary, you know? And life is more fulfilling. That's absolute presence. You know? That's when you land on earth, you know who you are, you know what you have to do, you know where you want to go. You know? But that's the last piece. First piece is, you know, that whole complete, total, unabashed self-acceptance. Unashamed, unhindered. That's a good one. Then you can move on to the other ones, you know. Because first you gotta heal this first. Then like the other shit, studying the other shit becomes way easier. Because there's no longer shit getting in your way. You know? And inevitably, you know, every day becomes a miracle. Every day is a ceremony. In and of itself. And it's fucking beautiful. About to head to California in a bit. It's gonna be tight as fuck. Try to meet people, you know. Get a job, obviously, first. But then after I get a job, I'm trying to meet people and shit. Be coming in like, yo. You know. Do you know? It's gonna be cool as shit. Now, you know what? This is actually a good point to stop. I can make more videos later. Get more stuff, a lot of shit. Personally, I can't wait to get some people on the YouTube channel actually asking questions. I am much better face to face. Asking questions, answering is my thing. I don't know everything, but I know what I know. And if I don't know it, I know who to point to. There's two of them, actually. They don't really usually talk about Michael Tell. I think he's an actor. Shinzen's a dreamer. There's something obviously weird about the other one. Alright. Y'all have a good one, alright? Try to enjoy the day. It's beautiful. You know, time is short. But it's, from a different perspective, it's also long. And it's just one big, great jewel. And it's just one. And there are many, many jewels. Like diamonds in the sky. You know. Back up to smoke more. Alright. Peace.